Hey, I've been looking at the landscape of the Eastern Conference, and I've come to a conclusion, bro. The Chicago Bulls will be making the play-in, and there's a good chance that they make the playoffs. But welcome to the Shy Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys. I am Cognac Boy CDubb. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Y'all know what to do. Looking at this Eastern Conference, specifically the down part, the lower part, and the top six, they in the playoffs. If it's the season stopped now, Cavaliers at 1, Celtics, Knicks, Bucks, Pacers, Pistons. It looks like that's what it's going to be. They got 6 games up on the Miami Heat. So let's look at the lower section. In the trenches. This is what I'm calling the trenches. From 7 to 10. That's the play-in tournament. We got the Heat, Hawks, Magic, and us. Who's below us? The Brooklyn Nets. 3.5 games below us. How have they been doing in the last 10? 3-7 in their last 10. How many? What's that? They lost 6 in a row. So the Nets, it's not looking good for the Nets. 76ers. Same thing. 3.5 games out. They're 1-9 in their last 10. And they lost 3 straight. Toronto Raptors. They're 4 games out of that 10th spot that we hold. They're playing a little better at 5-5. They've won 3 in a row. But they're 4 back. I think we own the tiebreaker against the damn Toronto Raptors. And do we have to look at the Hornets and the Wizards? We don't have to. They're gone. They're lost. Look at us. 25-38, horrible. 39 win percentage, horrible. 28 games back out of first place, awful. 20-23 in the conference, damn near mid, but it's bad. At home, 11-22 when you sell out every game. On the road, better than at home, 14-16. 3-7 since we lost Zach LaVine. I think that's since we lost Zach LaVine. Even though we've been competitive, we've been in a lot of games. We a young team. I think we're tanking. You know what I'm saying? That's why this is crazy. And we won our last game against Orlando. None of these teams are going to surpass the Chicago Bulls. Nets, 76ers, Raptors, Hornets, Wizards. They're not catching the Bulls. And that's not due to anything the Bulls would do. Either win or lose, they will not catch us, the Chicago Bulls. So let's come into conclusion that the Chicago Bulls will be in the play-in. Okay, we got there. We're there. Now, what about the actual tournament? Orlando Magic has been plagued with injuries all season. Jalen Suggs is a big part of that basketball team. He's out for the season. Mo Wagner is a big-time impact player coming off the bench to back up Wendell Carter. They can't replace him. They got a kid over there. He's pretty good, but he cannot replace Mo Wagner. He's a much better player than what they have performing in his stead right now. So I think the Bulls can take these guys. Oh, they're going to go and play. The Bulls will play in the play-in. It'll be the 9-10 matchup if it's the Orlando Magic. And I don't know if it's going to stay like this. I think these three teams at the top could be moving around. We just going to do it for this point right now, where we at right now. Orlando sits at 9. I think the Bulls can beat the Orlando Magic. I think the Orlando Magic can beat the Chicago Bulls. It'll be in Orlando. But I think the Bulls, look at the Bulls play better on the road. Orlando, due to injuries, I'm going to give them that. I'm going to give them that excuse. Just above 500 at home. But I still think the Bulls can go in there and take them. Now, this Heat in Atlanta, they get a battle going. We don't want the Miami Heat because we will lose to the Miami Heat. But the Atlanta Hawks, we can beat them. And the Atlanta Hawks, they can win one game against anybody. Trae Young can go off. They can win one game against any team in the NBA. But you got to love Eric Spoelstra as a coach. You got to give him his respect. But this is a one and done. And Trae Young is that erratic in a good way of a style of play that can win you one game. And he's having a good season too. So I'll give it to Atlanta Hawks. But then that would mean it'll be the Atlanta Hawks versus the Chicago Bulls. No. It'll be Atlanta Hawks. Okay. It'll be the Atlanta Hawks. Let's just say Miami wins this game, which we should want. And they'll get the 7th seed. Then it'll be the Atlanta Hawks versus the Chicago Bulls for the 8th seed. And we've beaten the Atlanta Hawks, I think, the last couple years in the play-in. No, it was the Toronto Raptors the first year. Then we beat the Atlanta Hawks last year. Y'all don't think we could beat the Atlanta Hawks? That would put us in the 8th seed playing the Cleveland Cavaliers, where we will get destroyed in 4 or 5 games. But I'm all for it. It'll be a great experience for our young guys. We couldn't back into a better drafting position. I think where we at now is as far as we get in the draft, unless they just go full on nuclear on the tank. It's in a passive tank right now. We're in a passive tank. If they go full on nuke tank, that's the only thing stopping us from getting from the play-in tournament. Yes, the Chicago Bulls can get to the playoffs. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Make sure y'all hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Bulls in the playoffs. Is that real?